Seattle, 1993. A city draped in mist and mystery, where the Alaskan Way Viaduct cast long shadows beneath its towering structure. It was in the heart of this urban landscape that Sarah, a spirited woman with an insatiable curiosity, found herself on a haunting journey one fateful night. It was 2 a.m., and Sarah, a restless soul, craved the solace of the open road. The city, wrapped in a quiet slumber, lay beneath a blanket of darkness. With the hum of her car's engine as her only companion, she steered her vehicle onto the desolate lanes of the Alaskan Way Viaduct. As she drove, the dim glow of the streetlights played a rhythmic dance on the asphalt, casting fleeting shadows that seemed to whisper untold stories. Sarah, an avid believer in the supernatural, felt an unusual energy in the air. The viaduct, a structure with decades of history etched into its concrete and steel, was rumored to harbor more than the echoes of passing cars. The night sky was a canvas painted with shades of indigo, and the city lights glittered like distant stars. Sarah, with an adventurous spirit that bordered on recklessness, had heard tales of spectral encounters along the viaduct. Stories whispered in hushed tones, shared among locals who believed that the midnight hour held secrets that transcended the tangible world. As she approached the viaduct's entrance, the air thickened with an unexplained tension. Sarah, undeterred by the ominous atmosphere, rolled down her window, inviting the cool night breeze to play with strands of her hair. The road stretched ahead like a ribbon of asphalt, disappearing into the city's heart. But as her car wound its way through the viaduct's labyrinthine structure, Sarah felt an abrupt change in the atmosphere. A disconcerting silence settled around her, broken only by the rhythmic thud of her own heartbeat. The city's usual symphony of distant sirens and nocturnal creatures had hushed to a mere murmur. It was then that she saw them, shadows flitting at the edge of her vision. Disembodied figures that seemed to dance along the periphery of the viaduct. Sarah, a cocktail of fear and fascination coursing through her veins, tried to rationalize the apparitions. Were they mere reflections, or tricks played by the flickering streetlights? As she drove deeper into the viaduct's bowels, the shadows grew more pronounced, taking on distinct forms. Faces, contorted with anger and sorrow, appeared fleetingly in the corners of her eyes. Sarah's pulse quickened, and a shiver ran down her spine. She wasn't alone on this nocturnal journey. The spirits of the viaduct were her spectral companions. A sudden gust of wind carried with it whispers, unintelligible voices that seemed to echo from the very concrete of the viaduct. Sarah strained to decipher the words, an eerie sensation enveloping her. It was as though the spirits sought to communicate, their stories etched into the very fabric of the structure they haunted. In her rearview mirror, Sarah glimpsed a figure standing in the middle of the road, a silhouette against the dim glow of the city lights. The apparition, draped in ethereal wisps, radiated an aura of palpable anguish. Sarah, driven by a mix of courage and an unrelenting desire to understand, brought her car to a hesitant stop. The figure, a spectral woman with hollow eyes that mirrored the city skyline, approached Sarah's vehicle. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy as the woman extended a translucent hand. Sarah, compelled by an invisible force, rolled down her window to confront the supernatural visitor. "I seek solace," whispered the apparition, her voice a haunting melody that resonated with the viaduct's history. "These lanes, once witnesses to my joy, now echo with the sorrows of restless spirits. Listen, for the viaduct breathes with the weight of our stories." As the words hung in the air, Sarah felt a surge of empathy. The viaduct, a colossal monument of human engineering, bore witness to the joys and sorrows of those who had traversed its lanes. The woman's tale unfolded, a tragic narrative of love and loss, of a life cut short by the cold embrace of the midnight viaduct. Sarah, now a conduit between the living and the spectral, listened intently to the stories of those who lingered in the shadows. The viaduct, a conduit for the whispers of the past, revealed its secrets to her, tales of bygone eras, of lovers' meetings and farewells, all etched into the very soul of the structure. As the first light of dawn painted the city sky, the spectral woman, her ethereal form fading, imparted a final message to Sarah. "Remember," she whispered, "the viaduct is a tapestry woven with the threads of our existence. Carry our stories, and let the city know that its heart beats with the echoes of the midnight drive. Sarah, the witness to the ethereal tales of the Alaskan Way Viaduct, resumed her journey as the sun bathed the city in a golden glow. The spectral encounters left an indelible mark on her, a reminder that the divide between the living and the departed is often blurred in the quiet hours of the night, especially along the historic lanes of Seattle's enigmatic viaduct.